If you walked up to a Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird while it sat on the tarmac at Beale Air Force Base, the first thing you'd notice isn't the speed, it's the smell and the puddles. The world's most advanced aircraft, a machine capable of outrunning missiles, is quite literally leaking. This isn't a maintenance failure. It is a mechanical necessity. Most aircraft are built to be airtight. The Blackbird is built to be a sieve. To understand why, we have to look past the titanium skin and into the brutal reality of Mach 3 physics. This is kinetic logic, the plane built to leak.
At 2,000 miles per hour, the air isn't just air anymore. It's a blowtorch. Friction against the atmosphere creates a thermal barrier that most metals simply cannot survive. At peak velocity, the leading edges of the Blackbird's wings reach over 400 degrees Celsius. The canopy glass, 315 degrees Celsius. If this plane were built like a standard Cessna out of aluminum, it would turn into a molten puddle before it even hit Mach 2. The engineers at Skunk Works had to throw away the rulebook. They needed a material that didn't just survive heat, but lived in it. They chose titanium. But titanium has a secret. It's a living metal. It breathes. It grows.
Here is the paradox. Metals expand when they get hot. For a 100-foot-long aircraft, that expansion isn't measured in millimeters. It's measured in inches. In full flight, the SR-71 stretches nearly 4 inches in length. If the engineers built the fuel tanks with tight, permanent seals, the thermal expansion would tear the airframe apart from the inside out. The solution? They didn't seal it. They built the fuel tanks with expansion gaps. On the ground, these seams are loose. You can practically fit a coin in the cracks. This is why it leaks. The fuel tanks only become tight when the friction of Mach 3 heat expands the metal to close the gaps.
But how do you keep a leaking plane from becoming a flying fireball? You reinvent the fuel. The SR-71 uses JP7. It is so chemically stable that you can drop a lit match into a bucket of it, and the match will go out. It requires a chemical starter, triethylborane, just to ignite. Because JP7 won't explode under normal conditions, the leak isn't a safety hazard. It's just a mess. But JP7 isn't just fuel. In the SR-71, the fuel is the coolant. Before it ever reaches the engines, the fuel is pumped through the wing's leading edges to soak up the heat. It's a 100-foot radiator disguised as a spy plane.
The heat didn't just affect the skin, it affected everything. The electrical wiring had to be coated in gold because standard rubber insulation would vaporize. The tires, they aren't black, they are silver. They are infused with aluminum powder and filled with nitrogen to prevent them from exploding at altitude. Even the hydraulic fluid had to be redesigned to stay liquid at temperatures that would boil water instantly. Every single bolt, wire, and seal was a separate engineering war against the sun. At the heart of this thermal monster are the J-58 engines. But at Mach 3, the engines aren't actually doing most of the work. The inlets are. Those giant spikes on the front, they move. As the plane speeds up, they retract 26 inches. This traps the supersonic shockwave inside the engine, turning the entire assembly into a Turbo-Ramjet. At top speed, the engine's rotating machinery only provides 20% of the thrust. The other 80% comes from the sheer pressure of air being squeezed into the bypass. It is the most efficient propulsion system ever built, and it only works when the world is melting around it. The SR-71 was never caught. Not by MiGs, not by SAM missiles. Its only enemy was the very physics it exploited. When it landed, it would remain so hot that ground crews couldn't touch it for nearly an hour. It would sit there, cooling down, the metal groaning and popping as it shrank back to its cold size, the fuel starting to drip onto the pavement once again. It proves that in high-end engineering, perfection isn't about being flawless. It's about building a system that uses its own flaws to survive. Sometimes, to fly at 3 times the speed of sound, you just have to be willing to leak. This is Mech logic.